Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Megami device Asra Archer OOB version. So it's a little bit different from the original version, which is like black and red and white themed. This one is obviously got this much more summer look, I like to refer to it as here, with the white and blue, light blue, and then that kind of highlighter yellow color, and then the really nice clear pink, really bright clear pink parts there for the effect parts, which are really cool. On the original kit, those are silver, if I remember correctly, so those are going to be different and just give this kit a much different look. So even if you already had the original version, I think this one also would be a pretty cool one to add to the collection. Now, I don't have the original version. I may get it at some point if I ever come across it at a good price. I'll definitely pick one up because, like with the Asra Ninja, I really like this kit, and just this is my fourth Megami device kit that I built, and I gotta say I really like all of them. They're all really fun to build, and they just really feel top quality, even more so than the Frame Arms Girl kits. The Frame Arms Girl kits are nice and a little bit larger. This is a little bit smaller, but definitely the Megami device kits just feel just that much a little bit better overall. So if you guys are willing to pay a little bit more for them, I would definitely recommend trying out one of them. Now, I haven't built the first two, so I can't really speak on those. Maybe someday I will build those, but in the meantime, let's just take a look at this and everything that it comes with. One thing that's nice about the Megami device kits is that they'll have a lot of accessories, and this one is definitely not slacking in that area as well. So we have a lot of weapons. I've got as much of them as I can here loaded onto the kit already, and we'll just go through some of the different option parts and things like that here as we go through. So let's just start off by taking a look at the water slide decals. So obviously I haven't put any of these on the kit yet, but we just have a whole bunch of markings here in white and light blue, different eye markings there, different eye decals I should say, if you wanted to repaint the faces or anything and you wanted to put the different eye decals on there. Some Megami device logos down here, and then some different kind of like accessory decals, I think I would call these. I'm not sure what the Japanese says for them, but they're like the little band-aids, the little like cross band there, and then little hearts, red, white, and blue, for some different hearts for that. So this would be just kind of for adding little bits of character to your build to just make it a little bit more personalized. And let's just go through what our pre-painted face options are for this. So we have this kind of like a slightly miffed, angry face here. And option 2 is just kind of this standard normal face, so slightly happy there, looking straight forward. And then this much more kind of happy, tipsy, floozy kind of face, I would maybe say in a way. But anyway, it's pretty cool. And of course, just the detail painting on these is fantastic, just straight out of the box. So they're always really nice. And for the white kind of like armored hands, we have closed fists, open hands, resting hands, open expressive hands, holding hands, and then trigger finger hands. And then the same thing in flesh tone here. We got closed fists, open resting hands, which I have on the arms here at the moment. Open expressive hands, holding hands, trigger finger hands, and then a set of holding hands and trigger finger hands with a fixed wrist. So that'd be for if you want to hold something a little bit heavier, you want to make sure the wrists are going to be nice and solid. And aside from what we see on the kit here, you just have the full bare skin tone legs and the full bare skin tone arms. So once all the armor is removed, you basically have her down to just like a basic kind of swimsuit. We'll see that later on in the review. And you also have a different option part here for the hair. So if you didn't like this extra long ponytail there, you can have it in this sort of like tied up version, I guess, or just a shorter version of the hair. So it's nice to have an option there for that. Then of course we have this nice simple basic stand that we get with all of these kits. It is able to move around to different poses, and you can adjust the height on this as well for where you want to place that. And this part here at the top is also on a ball joint, so you can kind of move that around a bit. So these work, and for as simple as it usually is able to hold up the kit, strangely enough. Besides it being so simple and frail, it would seem, it usually does do the job of holding up the kit as much as you would need it. Now again, all the different weapons and everything on this is all kind of modular, so it's all using the same 3mm pegs, so you can plug these onto kind of all over the place on the kit. I'm just going to go through here and show you what we've got. We've got the main long sword here, which is just in a white handle and blue, and then the clear pink for the blade there. It's really nice. It has a plug on both sides, so you can plug this kind of onto pretty much anywhere on the kit. Then you have these little blade bits here, which I have plugged onto the side of the leg. Now, as these are, it's just kind of like these blades you can just plug onto kind of whatever, but you can actually remove just the clear part here. You can see that does have a handle in it. Now, you will have to paint the handle if you wanted to have that not be all totally clear. I think that would be a good idea. Just paint like this handle in this middle section there into just white or whatever, so you have just the blade in pink. But so this can be used just as a handheld dagger if you want, and they are situated for the left and the right side. And I just have this plugged onto this front part here on the front of the leg. Now you can just remove that whole part there from the front of the leg like that to just have a kind of more simplified leg if you didn't like that extra armor on there. You could then of course just add this armor onto pretty much anywhere on the kit. So let's say you liked it up here on the side of the arm or something like that there instead, there you go. Simple, easy enough to just move the position of that and kind of change the look if you wanted to. And then her kind of main weapon here is this big bow part here. So this actually can, like, these parts just extend down. It's supposed to look like this big giant bow. So as you can see with those very long effect parts, it's going to be pretty big in general, and it holds it really solidly, so that just stays on there no problem. It's actually held onto the hand and also plugged onto the side of the wrist there. So you can see on the side of the wrist it has this place where you can plug that in, and so this could be plugged onto either the left or the right side. And if we take this off, you can see you could pretty much just use these for a lot of things. You could just plug these just like straight onto the side of the skirt or something, wherever you wanted to put these on there. But if we take off the blade, these also can be used as just a separate blade, as just a separate handheld sword by itself. And in this case, the handle is actually in white, so you have that they can just use just straight up like that. Alright, so for now I'll just give you a few different shots of some different action poses utilizing the different weapons so you guys can get an idea of just some different options, things that you can do with this, and just some of the articulation. The articulation, of course, on these really nice, and you've got a lot of it just kind of everywhere. And again, I can really only show you guys just a few of the different posing options and different options that you can do with all this. Between the different option parts and everything that's included just in the kit here, there's a lot of different options that you could do, and then of course it's just expounded by the fact that you could combine this with all sorts of different option parts from Kotobukiya kits, other Megami device, frame arms, girl kits. One thing I did forget to mention before talking about the accessories, you do also have a extra part for the neck that has a little bit different size ball joint to accommodate a frame arms girl head. So if you wanted to put a different head on this, if you want to use a head from a frame arms girls kit, the ball joint is just slightly different, so you have that option part in there as well. So basically everything you need in here to be able to combine this parts of this with just kind of all sorts of different stuff from Kotobukiya. And also anything from Bandai that uses that 3mm size peg. So a lot of Bandai's option parts, especially like the HG build custom parts sets and things like that, all that stuff can be used with these as well, just using that same size peg. So you can just plug that stuff onto here. And in terms of the size, these are just right around the same size as a little bit larger HG. They're probably a little bit bigger than your standard HG kit, but for the most part, pretty much any like HG size weapon should work pretty well with these kits, I think. Alright, and then again, once you remove the armored arms and legs, and then you can also switch out the breastplate, I guess we'll call it for lack of a better word, and also the neck. You do have two different options for the neck. The one, when it's got the armor, extra armor around the neck, you have a little bit longer neck piece for that. This is the shorter one, and then with the different hair here. So this is going to be like the very base, most simplified form here of the Asra Archer Aoi, and not really a whole lot of places to plug anything onto this kit now. We don't have any of those hard points. Now you could always add some of those parts here and there. You could have just like the armor attachment points just on the shoulders, on the upper arm, or on the side of the leg. You can also mix and match parts between the ninja and the archer to create different forms and all of that. So it's really cool if you have the two of them. If you want to like put all the armor off both of them onto one, and then have the other one just in its simple base form like this, is always something that you could do if you wanted to have the set of them. So it's fun, it's interesting. Again, if you guys have never built any of these kits, I would definitely recommend checking out the Megami device line. Among all the different girl type kits, Mecha Musume type kits or whatever, I think the Megami device, in my opinion, is probably the best line. You get just a lot in the box, and they're just really nice, solid kits, just straight out of the box. So there you go. And a lot of nice waterslide decals too. That's not to be discounted. So a lot of really cool markings for that, where the frame arms girls are usually just pretty simple for the most part, for most of them. But so that's going to be it for the review, guys. If you do have further questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. Of course, I couldn't show you all of the different options and everything that you can do with this. There's plenty more once you get creative with it, and just enjoy. So thanks so much for watching, and I've got a bunch more Frame Arms Girls and Megami Device reviews on the way in the near future. So hope you like watching them, because there's a lot more on the way. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.